Yo, 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 welcome back to another Mechabellum video. Today I'm going to be reviewing my tournament games from the Midweek Mini Tournament that I played yesterday. First game I got was versus Whooped. Amplify, Fortified, Speed, Quick Supply. And then Whooped has Marksman, Sabertooth, Aerial, and Training Specialist. Tough choice to make here because these are all really good packs. Quick Supply, Speed, Amplify, they're all good. I decided to go with the Amplify Specialist. I really like this when I get Stormcallers because it makes the Stormcallers feel like the way they were before. That's the only way I can describe it or explain exactly why I like them. Because it just gives them the extra damage and attack that they used to have. That's all. So I'm gonna go with my standard setup here. Let's do a quick deploy for round one. It should be quick. He's marksman specialist with Arclight. This is my standard setup that I use when I know I'm gonna be in a long range fight. It's strong. It works really well. It's just something that I've used for the longest time. So this formation, if you're playing standard and you get Stormcallers with either Fangs or Crawlers, just use the setup. It works really well. A lot of the top guys use it as well. I'm going to speed up the gameplay here. One of the reasons that I like the setup is that these Fangs come in here quite late, and they kind of protect the Stormcallers against those last few volleys and the last few units that are coming out. Right? It does look like we might lose round one. Oh, we won. Okay, so but only barely. It was basically a draw. Okay. I take redeployment, he takes anti-interference module. Reason I took redeployment was because I like to do this in the beginning of games. So I like to put down wasps, especially if there's nothing defending. So I will just put it down and hope for the best. All I did was the wasps and I added crawlers. So I'm definitely gonna get the debuff here, which is nice, but I do risk not having as strong an army as him. In this case, you can see here the crawlers are coming through on the right hand side, because I didn't have crawlers on the right hand side and I did have crawlers on the left. Those are the new units that I brought in, but I do get the debuff, which helps us a lot in this round. Whooped is also a YouTube streamer. He uploads videos every now and again. Really nice guy. You should check out his channel. Okay, let's go to round 3. That was a win because of the debuff. Something you quickly learn in this game is that HP is a resource. We both take the Farseer here. I mean, generally in the unit drops, the Farseer is always the strongest. I use the redeploy, I go to the other side. Honestly, in this moment, I really thought he would just take the Farseer and put it down here because that's where you would defend. Like it's natural for him to just put it down here and attack my wasps, but he didn't. He read my play and put it on this side. All he did was put a missile here just in case I brought in some crawlers or whatever. Which is exactly what I did on this side, and yeah, this was just really unfortunate that he put down the Farseer. So all I did here was get two arc lights. That's all I did, and the crawler on the right hand side here, and I jumped the wasp. So that means 2/3 of the power that I put down over here is getting negated just because of his good core. Very good read by Whooped. Very smart play. I was hitting myself Honestly. The missile hits us on the left side here because he was using it as defense against the crawlers as well. We got somewhat of a mirror going here, except that he's got marksman. And I've just got more chaff instead of marksman. He is going to get the debuff before us. But we will get the second debuff, which is always good. Let's see how this goes. I'm just going to speed this up. Looks like he gets the kill with the marksman. And he'll most likely take the round. Cool. So round 3 goes to Whooped. Very tight game. So far, no one has really committed to anything. We're just, feeling each other out, doing what needs to be done. We both take the smoke. Smoke bomb, really good. Doesn't matter what scenario, whether you're playing aggro or standard, it's just brilliant. It's really hard. It's also very expensive to put down a bunch of shields. So you're kind of forcing the opponent to do that. So if you want to do mind games, sometimes you can just put down the shields instead of that. So he decides to not use his smoke. I used mine. He brings in a Vulcan. I've got range on my marksman now. I mean, on my arc lights, sorry. My chaff is much better than he is, so you can see that's probably the reason why he decided to bring in the Vulcan, because he was way behind on chaff and he needed to clear it. But as you can see, I am getting through on the left. He has used 2 missiles and I have bought none. Just so you know. That's another reason why you need to try and sort of be sneaky with your opponent, right? They must not trust you. They must be scared of what you're gonna do and not know. And if they are, they're gonna play scared, which means putting down unnecessary missiles, defending where they don't need to defend, putting down units where they don't need to put down units, and that gives you an economic advantage. So it looks like we will win this round. Okay, still fairly tight. It's round 5. So we're sort of starting to see some direction. Yeah, we both take Mustangs. I think every single unit drop so far, we've taken the same thing. So yeah, I took the Farseer, he took the Farseer, I took the Mustangs, he took the Mustangs. Here's where things change though. I decide I'm going to go for Sandworm. And I immediately get Replicate. He has upgraded this tower, but it is his weaker side in my opinion, which is why I decided to go with this side. He brings in another Vulcan. This brand new Vulcan has to now face 2 really, really big sandworms. So let's see how he fares. That is exactly the timing I like for my sandworms, because it's kind of protecting my chaff as well. So the reason why he brought in the Vulcans is because he saw that I went Mustang. And he went Mustang as well, so that's why he's got a second one. So I guess he's moving into Marksman with his Vulcan. But he'll have to reevaluate that strategy now, because worms are really strong into Marksman Vulcan. But I mean, that's clearly what his plan was, right? Worms still doing their thing. Very, very strong round for us. Yeah, both taking Amplifying Core, it makes sense. He's got Giants, I've got Giants, so it just makes sense to take it. I put it on my weaker Giant because he's kind of struggling. He goes for Scorching Fire and Double Shot on his Marksman. I use my redeploy to move the worm to the other side because I figured he'd put down more defenses on the side. And this is sort of equal power to what I had last round, and I think I was quite strong on this side, which is why I decided to just move the level 2 to the other side. We get all the temp range, we take a loan, and we add a arc light on the right hand side. So now he decides to smoke. I think he forgot about his smoke the first time around. I'm not sure. But... Hey, what's up?
Oh, so I made the tuna salad, and now the tuna sauce from the Blackie is there on the side. It's got oil in it, like the tuna oil. Can I leave that for Woody's food, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, you got a plaster.
Okay, the bag is working.
Bye-bye. Okay. Let's continue. So the worm's doing well on the left hand side. The worm on the right hand side not actually doing as well as I thought he would, but he does take everything out. Right. So this is a classic arc light worm strategy. The reason I decided to go for this is because Vulcan Marksman is really popular right now, and I sort of read that he was going to go in that direction. I took the barrier kind of as a meme because I wanted to take the absorption module, but I thought maybe I can put it on one of the sandworms and then have it run with the Mustangs. So let's see how that works out. We bought another one here and getting temp range and speed again. He goes for another Vulcan, so he believes that the Vulcan with Scorching Fire will work here. And then the double shot on the marksman to defend against this. I decide to start selling out of the Mustangs because they're being killed by the Vulcans and they're not doing as much. The smoke is going to be really bad for us. I also put down an oil. So we are burning on the right hand side and on the left hand side. Yeah. Not looking good. But our level 2 worm is doing great on the right. And the shield didn't work because the Mustangs had to run through the fire. So it looks like we've lost the left side, but that's purely because of the smoke. It's really... And the extra Vulcan on the other side that had an absorption module. So let's see what our level 2 can do here. Can speed it up. Kills the one. Is he gonna kill the other? Yes. Remember, he's got an amplifying core, so he's quite strong. He's a big boy. 160,000 HP with 25,000 per hit. Okay. Round 8. So I decided to take the fortresses. He takes a level 3 for Raiden. Just a note. If you are watching this, whoop, I doubt you are, but I think this tech ionization on the Raiden, you kind of need like 3 or 4 Raidens for this to work on worms, and I already have 5 worms on the board, of which one is a level 3. So that's not gonna work well on one Raiden. So I just keep bringing in more sandworms, and I keep doing the wasp thing. I sold out my Mustangs now, and I'm fully into wasp worm with the arc lights, and then I put down the 2 fortresses on the right hand side and move the level 3 to the left because I think this side is really strong now and they kind of need a little bit of help. So let's see how that works out. I got my smoke back. So because he forgot to use his smoke, he could have used it twice, right? But he's only got to use it once in this game. So basically the fortresses are now tanking for the sandworms. Does a great job there. The level 3 is doing work. Ionization did kill both worms, but Unfortunately, most of my army is through on the left, and he will get debuffed. Also, this is a level 3 Raiden, so yes, he did take out all the giants on the right hand side, but it's just not strong enough to kill everything, unfortunately. My wasps will get through, we'll take out the Raiden, and we'll take the W. Let's go. Okay, that's game 1. We'll be back for game 2 in a moment. Alrighty, we are back for game 2. We are now in round 2 of the tournament. I won my first game. And I'm playing... My opponent's name is Jangru. Right, I got Cost, Giant, Elite, and Marksman. I decided to go Giant. I think it's a really good specialist. It's a lot of HP as well. He goes with Missile Specialist with Hounds and Balls. So he technically has the counter to my comp. Because Balls are direct counter to Sabertooth. I'm in a bit of trouble here. He's also got a faster comp than mine, which means he's probably going to go aggro. So I'm thinking, how do I deploy? What do I do? I usually go for my defensive stance in this scenario. Two squares to the right and 3 squares up, which means that this will get pulled towards here. And I do the same on the other side. So it doesn't matter what side he goes, he will get pulled towards the middle. It doesn't matter what I have. As long as I don't have anything on this side. And it doesn't matter what I have in between is what I was going to say. And so that's why this formation is so tightly packed. That's why I chose to go like this. Because I'm going into a very defensive stance, you know. He goes for a hyper aggressive stance. Everything bunched up in one place. Does decide to move one set of hounds to the back in the last moment. Kind of don't agree with that, but okay, I also get it. So we got all the balls coming in one place with the hounds. This is a really good comp, and we are definitely going to lose round 1 here. You'll get the debuff. You'll get through. I mean, that's why these comps are so strong, right? Especially early game. He takes the round. Right, now, what am I thinking? I take Underground Threat. I immediately place it in his backline. So I'm gonna take Quick Deploy off here. So I'm thinking here, okay, I'm gonna get the crawlers in the back here, right? I do put down a set of crawlers over here. Right, so now I've got 250 left. What am I gonna do with this 250? Right, I can bring in 2 level 1 or tier 1 sets of units. So I can bring in hounds or crawlers or arclights or fangs or marksmen. But I need to defend, right? I need to defend here because this is a really strong push. So I know that this is probably gonna go really well for me here, unless he puts it down as well. And I thought, what if he does it to me over here? That's why I put down these crawlers. I also put them down here because I saw that there's nothing over here defending this tower, and I know that these guys run here almost immediately. And then 1 arclight to the back over here. There's a very reason for this specific positioning. Usually I put it over here, but I don't want to pull him. I don't want to pull him into the side yet. So I still want him to come towards the tower, and that's also the reason why I put it so far back, because I want him to still be pulled by these units to come in sort of in this direction to the tower. If he was a good player, he would use a mobile beacon and come in like this. So let's see what he does. So he's still being pulled towards this specific area, which is good. We're gonna get the debuff. That's really good for us. This arclight didn't do as much as I would have liked it to, but the debuff was amazing because it meant that we could kill a lot of his big units. and that they don't do as much damage to us. So that was an oversight on his part. He should definitely have taken the crawlers, but he decided to skip. Vulcan, Phoenix, Raiden, Scorpion. What do I take here? At first glance, I think the Phoenix is really good for me here. I think the Scorpion is really good. I think the Raiden is really good. I'm weighing up all of these options. It's a tough choice because this is a big decision. This is the first unit drop. We got 2 giants included in the unit drop on round 3, which is kind of crazy, but also amazing. They do cost a little bit more. Lots to consider here. The Vulcan could be countered by the balls. The Scorpion counters the balls. So does the Phoenix because he doesn't have anything that hits up. And then I think to myself, okay, what if he takes the Phoenix? And then what do I have to defend against it, right? So it's a tough decision because neither of us really have anything that shoots up. I only have these fangs at the back here. So let's see what we pick here. Is this bugged? Oh no. Oh yes, I forgot. He disconnected. He disconnected. I completely forgot. I was like, what's going on here? I think I had the same reaction when I played the game. I feel like an idiot. Oh. I forgot that I didn't finish this game with this guy. That's unfortunate. I was very sad that he dropped because I was excited about solving this puzzle, you know, and I would have been excited about to see what he took here. I think he would have taken Phoenix. I probably would have taken Phoenix as well. But yeah, that's the end of that one. Let's go to the next game. Okay, next game. I don't know really how to pronounce this guy's name. It's WJWK something. He picks Missile Specialist. I've got a few choices to make here. He almost instantly picked it. Now, just some context. I did watch his previous game. And I saw that he liked tarantulas. And so I had a few good choices here to make. I was initially considering the Rhino Specialist. But I then decided to go for the Marksman because I think it's really, really good. Also, I'm very comfortable playing in the tarantulas and the tarantula versus tarantula matchup. It's something that I understand quite well because I played it a lot when it first got released, and I've been playing it a lot recently. And I have a massive chaff advantage. He's obviously got 2 marksmen. I just decided to pick a default setup here. These 2 guys lock onto each other immediately. Not ideal. The marksman also locked onto the tarantula on the left hand side. We're gonna have to look at that. Okay. So we clearly lose this round. I'm gonna jump to round 2. That's purely because I didn't have any marksman, right? So yeah, I'm looking at the Rhino Assault and the Wasp Swarm. I decided to go for the Rhino Assault. I'm going to go for Quick Deploy. He goes for the Wasp Swarm. He defends on this side with the Wasp Swarm. And I put the Rhino down here. I think that's a really good read on him, on his part. He goes for the tower upgrade on the right hand side. I get my marksman. I decide to go for the Stormcallers. He puts down a missile just in case I do put pressure on the tower, which is quite common for aggro. I thought he might put the wasps here, but he didn't. This Rhino is actually going to end up doing quite a bit because he's able to take out all the crawlers. And that leaves these guys in the front here quite naked, to be honest. No chaff to protect anyone, and so they all die. So it actually kind of worked out really well for me in the end. And so our fangs are just gonna mop up these wasps with the marksman, the level 3 marksman. Alrighty. So we win round 2. Let's go. We both take the fortress. Now we're going into a proper murder match. Now, the reason why I was so confident in picking the fortress is because of this. I knew that he was going to take the fortress. I read that because it's the best unit to have here, right? And the second reason I took it is because I have built my fortress specifically for the fortress versus fortress murder match. I think that fangs are dead, which is what he has. I think double shot is better, and immediately I win this matchup. If he goes down this path of fortress with tarantula, I've won because my fortresses are just going to be better. I also decide to go for a shield, bring in another tarantula, get some fangs to protect over here, I think, or I'll put them over here. I shielded up because I knew that he had a missile, and I knew that he would take out my Stormcallers. My shield is helping me tremendously, and it also means that I can immediately start targeting the fortress. Unfortunately, my fortress didn't start targeting the other fortress. Now he does. Luckily, because then the tarantula can kill all of the chaff that's incoming here. He can do the last bit of his life just to defend against all those crawlers. He gave his life for the cause. I love it. He will definitely be getting a promotion. Okay, Electromag, really good in defense. He decided to skip, I think. I would have taken it in a headbutt situation, right? You actually want to get as much advantage as you can, whether it's a range, whether it's something. The reason why he decided to skip was because he wanted to get range on his tarantulas. I decided to go for another fortress. So obviously, I'm very confident in this matchup. I think this is going to work out quite well. I put this immediately in front of the tarantula over here. I put another tarantula over here just to catch any chaff that's incoming, even though I don't know if it's going to. He decides to bring some balls in on this side and put some pressure with the tarantula on this tower. I bring some crawlers in to protect the fortress. Let's see how this goes. Fortress immediately locks onto the tarantula, so there's no chaff clear there. This fortress locks onto that tarantula, so there's no chaff there. Chaff clear there, so I think that was just a positioning fail. He didn't pay attention to what was happening. He was more focused on just taking this tower down. He is going to get the debuff, so that is going to work. But we still have a massive army. And my fortress didn't go down. That's the more important part. So even though we got debuffed, we're still going to win the round. because we brought on a lot of power and all he did was get range. Right. He's also losing the chaff war. He only has 3 sets of chaff, whereas we have 6. Okay, big decisions to be made here. He goes for the Typhoon. I think that's a mistake. It does the same job as the Tarantula. I don't understand. He's just basically adding another big Tarantula onto the board. Yeah, I was thinking, what's the best for me? And for me, the Sabertooths look the best. Arclights, I don't need them because the Tarantula is already doing the job. Phantom Rays could be good, but he's got Marksman, and I didn't think the Typhoon was good in my composition at all. So I'll take the Sabertooths. I know that they counter Tarantulas. I've got 2 Tarantulas on this side that are just standing there waiting to be killed by my beautiful Sabertooths. So I just put them down in front of them. I should have had a bit more confidence and put this one a bit more forward, but I didn't. I was a bit scared that he would put stuff here and then be able to target the Sabertooth immediately. He does put a missile down here. And then brings in 2 boats, bro. 2 boats. Okay, I did bring it forward. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, just because I kind of thought I had the confidence that he wouldn't actually put anything here, but I can tell you for sure I was definitely scared doing this. It was a bit of a risk. And I just keep adding chaff to the board, right? Protecting my units, thinking maybe he'll flank over here, so I put on some crawlers. Right. He realizes that the Fortress mirror match is not going to work out for him, so he pivots to Overlord. I really like that play by him. The only problem is that I still have better chaff clear than him and more chaff. So that is one of his weaknesses. Also, his right side died immediately to all of these Sabertooths with the Tarantula. So now all we've got is this one lonely boat on the left hand side. Definitely a desperation play. Thinking I only have 1 marksman that hits up. But it's a level 4 marksman, bro. He does hit hard. He does hit particularly hard. And then we get a lightning storm. He skips. Yeah, this is just unfortunate. When you go boats and someone gets a lightning storm or an aerial spell, or any spell actually, you can't avoid it with the overlords unless you've got jump drive, so you then want to jump into the other side so they can avoid the storm. That's what I would have done if I was him. He decides to go for the boats over here. I decide to go for the rhino on the right to pressure him. I bring in more marksmen, and yeah, I give them aerial specialization, or do I? Yes, I do. Just to take them down, and I also know the storm is gonna affect them. He goes for the wasp swarm, but I have a missile, and they just follow my crawlers, and then my marksman over here kills them. I think my marksman would have killed them anyway. So he's trying to be sneaky on the right hand side here, but I'm also being sneaky with my rhino. I think he forgot about it, and the boats just aren't strong enough to take down these level 2 fortresses. So we were able to easily push through the left side. And now he's just got 2 boats left. And all my hopes and dreams are in these 2 marksmen's hands. Let's see how that goes. He decides to turn and fight instead of debuffing us, and thus pays the price. And that is how we won game 3. Right. Right. Now, we are on to the final. It's the final game of the tournament. Everything's on the line. This guy's won all his games. I have won all my games. At this point, it's 2 1900s against each other. He's 1900 as well. He was probably the strongest player in the tournament. Quick supply, Farseer, cost control, Fire Badger. For me, Typhoon, Speed, Elite, and Missile. Yeah, I took my sweet time to decide because it was a tough decision. It was between this, and this, right? I decided to go for Farseer. He goes for the tarantulas. So this is a lot of tarantula gaming. A lot of tarantula gaming. But I don't mind it. I love the setup as you saw in the first game. This is my usual, but I do know for a fact that this is an aggro setup. So let's see how I prepare for that. I think I take my normal standard defense setup, which is 2 to the right, 3 up. But where do I put my stormcallers and where do I put my crawlers? See, I'm deciding. I can't decide. It's tough to set up against aggro. It's really hard. You need to. There's a lot of compromises to be made. I should have maybe put the stormcallers on the inside, if I'm honest. But luckily he brought crawlers over here to pull my units in, which helped me a lot. Okay. So our stormcallers are doing great work here. The positioning, the formation, everything works out quite nicely. So all he has now is 3 marksmen against my stormcallers, and I don't think it's going to be enough. Let's skip forward. Alrighty. Yeah, another tough decision to make. I was thinking about everything here, but I ended up deciding on the Phoenix because I thought I don't have anything that it's up, so I need a Phoenix. So that is what I took. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Right. So now I know that I'm dealing with a tarantula push, right? And I need to start positioning accordingly. He upgrades his tower over here. Something you always need to consider as a defender is that if someone is aggroing into you, right, you have to think he only has 400 to spend on round 2, right, and 350 if he picks a card. So that means he can only do 2 deployments and a missile, or 3 deployments, right? And in this case, he does upgrade on his tower, and he brings in a tarantula, and he brings in, I think it's these crawlers he brought in as well, right? With the Phoenix. I'm still deciding what I'm going to do with the 200 that I have left. I'll put down a crawler over here just to take the tower quickly. So he's only got 350, right? So he can't defend this side, and add another unit to the board. So on round 2, as the defender, always consider the possibility of flanking, because it puts pressure on him. It means that he has to do something to defend against you. I decided to go for the fangs on the left here, and the crawlers. Right. We are going to get the debuff over here. It's going to be very costly for him. And they never, very rarely do aggro players defend on round 2. This guy is actually very strong. It's good of him to upgrade the tower over here. But you can't defend everywhere as an aggro player in round 2. You just can't. So you have to sort of like pick what you're going to do and where you're going to spend your resources. Interesting choice there. I decided to go for the mass-produced Fortress. A card that was broken in the previous patch, but has kind of been fixed, but it's still kind of broken, but nobody's talking about it. And he decided to go for the haste module. So I bring in my first fortress and another arclight. I believe that, I mean, they cost the same, right? A fortress and a tarantula, a mass-produced fortress and a tarantula cost. No, they don't cost the same. I lie. This costs 100 more. That costs 200, right? But I think even at level 2, the tarantula is not as strong as a level 1 fortress. So I was happy to do this, putting a lot of power onto the board. He decides to just bring in a arclight over here. Note, he got debuffed, right? He lost a lot of HP, and he was forced to spend money on a unit back here and not reinforce his units up front, which reduces the pressure on me as the defender, right? That is why these identifying gaps. Look what he did here. He's scared. He put down 2 missiles. He put 3 missiles down. That's a waste of it. And all I did was put down crawlers. That's all I did. He's scared now. Okay, let's continue the round. He puts on 3 units. The fangs, the crawlers, and the arclights. And I've got my defense set up here, so let's see how this goes. Now he knows that we're going fortress, right? He knows that we're doing mass-produced fortress because you can now see the tech. And this fortress doing quite a bit of work on his debut. And then we've got the Phoenix in the background just doing its thing as well. Very, very good job by these Phoenix. They are dealing out a ton of damage right now. 40,000 in total done already. 43,000. Very, very good. Right, so we win round 3. He's down to 3,000 HP. I get my Farseer. I chose Eon Blast because I thought it was amazing here. He didn't. Yeah, I think that was an incorrect choice. I decided to sell the crawlers over here because they're just running into an arclight, and now that arclight is standing there looking into air, fighting ghosts. Just a note: he did put down the tarantula here, and he did have the typhoon on the right hand side as well. So now he's put a lot of power here, and this was I think this was a really good heads up play by me, because I know that guys who play aggro, when they see that they are losing on one side, generally at this point in the game, they'll just decide to put units on the other side and just like start pushing on the other side, especially since I haven't upgraded this tower, right? I haven't leveled it. So that's why I put down the Farseer on the right hand side, and it's just to help out on the right, even though I know that it's probably gonna lose. But you know, it did something, right? It kind of delayed while I was able to take down this entire army on the side. He gets debuffed, and our Stormcaller just goes to work here. That missile gets taken out. There's an Arclight standing here doing nothing. He is not having a good time economically, and I have got all of the tempo. Okay, what is he gonna do now? I take absorption module. He takes the bombardment. The bombardment's not good for us, to be honest. He decides to go high explosive. I disagree with that. I disagree with that completely. Mines would have been better because I don't have a lot of chaff clear. I only have arclights, and arclights don't do well with mines. I chose the absorption module because I thought I can just shield and then put this on and I'll be fine. And I know that it's close to the end of the game. I want to keep tempo. I know that this play will give me tempo. I also decided to go for oil because I know he's gonna bombard, and I'm probably gonna lose. I was worried that he would strengthen this side, and I also lost with the Farseer, so I put down an Arclight and a Fortress to defend. So I was being I was being hyper defensive and hyper conservative here because I was really worried that he was gonna take away all of my momentum, you know. And the bombardment does a lot of work here. My whole left side is in jeopardy because of it. They get a lock onto the fortress, but they are all standing still. Not that it matters because they were able to reach him anyway. The second fortress goes down, but we still have our entire army on the right hand side, and he is in the oil. So he's slowly walking towards his doom on the left hand side. Alright, and we take the round. He's down to 220 HP. It's round 6. Let's go. This game is going swimmingly well for me. I take I take the wasps and he takes the melter. That is so unfortunate. That's just bad luck, man. He doesn't have much shooting up, but he does decide to buy the Mustangs. And the reason why I did that was because he saw that I had wasps and that he's weak to it, but he needs the melter for my fortress. I figured he might take the melter, which is why then I decided to go range. Unfortunately for me, he's got Mustangs with range. Immediately counters me. I get temp range. I take a loan. I get temp speed as well. The reason I took temp speed here is because I want to be able to match him. I might have to come in and for him not to get to me as quickly as possible. We still got the oil, so that's really good for us. I was worried that he might have wasps as well, so I decided to just move mine to the other side, but it didn't pay off. It didn't pay off at all. They just came in late and got put into like what I would call a meat shredder. Yeah, that mobile beacon was bad. I think that one of the only mistakes I made in this game. So now we still got a massive army and they're all gonna start targeting my fortress. Luckily there's oil, so that's kind of good, right? we are gonna get the debuff on the right hand side, but he does target my fortress. Fortress dies. We do still have Stormcallers, but he does have the missile interceptors, so I don't know if it's gonna go well. They're still landing some of them. That lands. Can we get another silo? That lands. Ah, but we just don't make it. So he survives barely. So does the tarantula. And we go to round 7. And then a nuke comes. So we both take it and we're going to have mutual destruction over here. I have to decide what I'm going to do with these wasps, because they're now a complete waste. He decides to bring in a melter on the side with Mustangs. I sell the force here. I don't know if that was the best idea since he's strengthening this side. But he does sell the Typhoon as well, luckily for me. I decided to go straight here because I thought that maybe the Typhoon would still be. I did not think that he would reinforce. Very good heads up play by him here. I shield up. And then it's go time. Now we're hoping that we can kill this shield before the nuke lands. This was just really... I sent him for a second time into a meat grinder. And unfortunately for them, they got destroyed. The nuke lands but does not kill the melter, unfortunately. That was very unlucky for us. This... yeah, this poor fortress is just getting destroyed. That is really unfortunate. We are locked onto the melter on the right hand side with our fortress. And it feels like we're reaching a turning point in this game where he's going to start having enough melters to be able to just take out my entire army with just melters, which is not good. This is a clear turning point in the game. Our fortress decides to walk to the tower instead of turning. But now he does turn. Takes out the tarantula. Can he take out the melter? And he does! And he does! And we take the W. We got so lucky there. And with that, we have won the tournament. Yeah. We won the tournament. It was a good time. You probably saw it. I had the badge the whole time, the recording. So yeah, I was in intermediate group 1. The average MMR here was between 1850 and 1920. I ended up on, I think, 1926 MMR. But I had a lot of fun playing, man. This is one of my better tournaments, not gonna lie. I had a lot of fun. It was good. My opponents made some questionable choices, so I did get a bit lucky. But I guess that's the nature of gaming, right? You have to get a little bit lucky sometimes. It's not all about the skill. So yeah, I'm very happy with that performance and that tournament and everything that happened. So yeah. Please do leave a comment down below if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for watching. I will check you in the next video. Peace.